All right, here we go, folks. We are going to draw a robot today. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but here we go. We're still going with pen and ink, so we're going to start with an arch or a dome for the head. We're going to give this robot just one camera for an eye. Maybe do a little thing to show that it's got glare. Color it in just a little bit. And then it's a robot, so we don't have to go with a typical shape. We can do something like this. And then maybe do something like this. Maybe show like it's like speakers or something going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lower the camera a little bit for you guys so you can see this a little bit better. Alright, and I'm going to go in, I'm going to darken these lines a little bit. Again, that's why I like the pen. And these things that look like teeth, I'm going to go and make them more bold. Going to go ahead and shade the head a little bit. So it's going to look like the light's coming from the right side. Boom. But I still like having a little light over here on the left. So we're going to have just this part right here, particularly darker. Leaving the edges kind of lit a little bit. Using some hatching, cross hatching. And then some hatching here to blend it in with the right side. I'm going to go ahead and outline the lens. Boom. Alright, so now our guy's going to need a body. So I'm going to go with something like this for the shoulders. Let's give him some big meaty shoulders where the arms are going to go. And I guess we're going to just do something like this. And instead of doing like a whole human torso, I think I'm going to go straight across. Then we're going to mimic this line right here, or that shape. I'm going to create another divot. Give him a little Iron Man chest action. Maybe that's another camera, or maybe that's like a weapon or something. I'm going to create some lines going in. Something like that. Who knows what that is? Maybe he's got some special cannon that he shoots from there. A little trim work underneath the chest. And I'm gonna mimic that shape again. And we're gonna go ahead and do some more trim work. I don't want to make this overly complicated, but I just got a habit of doing this kind of stuff. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so now we gotta work on the arms. Alright. Boom, boom. Maybe some cylinders for the top of the arm. Another cylinder for the forearm. Alright. And let's do some circles for the elbows. Like that. That way it kind of rotates on that axis. And I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go give it a little bit more detail. Make this look like a piston going into the arm. Maybe another piston from here. Alright. Who knows what's going on there. We'll just darken it up. Something like this. Maybe a little more trim work up here. I'm already making this robot way more complicated than I kind of was hoping to, because I always try to make these videos kind of quick. And I guess I'll keep going with this because I don't know what I want to do yet with the hands, but let's go ahead and we'll do one shape like this, and you see the bottom, I'm going wider at the bottom here. I want it to look like maybe this is closer to the viewer, so I want the bottom to be wider and then the top of the knee to be smaller. so it kind of sinks back into perspective. And then I'm going to draw another kind of like a half circle over here for the other part of the leg that we can't see. That's covered up by the foreshortening. Then I'm going to draw some of the waist, and we really could have, you know, it's a robot. It doesn't have to be like anatomically mirroring a human, and I kind of am making it look like this is kind of more of a robot suit. But whatever, we'll just keep going. We got what we got, and that's what I like about pen and ink. It just forces me to keep going. Alright, so for this hand, let's go with a clamp. See if I can make this look somewhat decent. Make some sound effects just to kind of motivate myself, like, oh yeah, we got this. Alright, we got this clamp action coming through. Alright, so we got half of our clamp. And we're just going to close the clamp up since he's not really grabbing anything with this hand. So, boom, boom. Get that geometric shapes going. And close it up like that. And who knows, maybe these clamps can actually open up independently like fingers. Maybe he can manipulate them. Alright, now we're gonna go in here, maybe make a ball here, pipe here, make it seem like there's some kind of mechanical components controlling this stuff, darken it up in there a little bit. Then we're gonna shade the edge of the forearm, give it a little bit more dimension. Boom. Make a slit up here and another slit up here, and we're gonna color that in. And this is way more complicated than I want to get. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I was really hoping to just make like a simple robot. But robots are always fun to draw, and I hadn't done one, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to do one. I'm gonna color this in dark, color this in dark, dark, and I kind of want to make this arm reaching down. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna make this guy. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this like a spike. Maybe there's a battle bot. Maybe that's what this guy's story is. He just got into the arena. So we're gonna draw spikes on the ball, which is his hand. Because he is ready to go to war in the BattleBot Dome. I don't know if I can say that. That might be trademarked. But this is all just make-believe. Alright. Boom. Let's see. We're at 8 minutes. Not too bad for a robot. Alright. Boom, boom. Do the same thing here. Color the inside of this shoulder pad. Alright. And then we're going to make it seem like this leg is behind. And let's draw a big old foot right here. We'll just do these crazy shapes, maybe boot texture right here. And maybe this shape right here. And that's the thing about robots, there's just a lot of geometric shapes. And you just kind of keep putting them together. Now the key is, if you're going to be using this robot for like a comic strip or something, you kind of want to boil them down. That way you're not redrawing all this complicated stuff. However, it is cool when they have a lot of detail, and you can kind of further immerse yourself into what kind of outfit or what kind of stuff they're equipped with. But again, if you're just doing something for a little comic book you want to do, you kind of want to make it easier. That way it's more reproducible. And I'm going to do a shade back here of the leg that's hanging out over here. And maybe silhouette of Alright, so we almost got our robot all done. Bro, and I'm sorry I'm playing with the camera. Boom, I just wanted to get more of this guy into the shot. Alright, so we got most of our robot drawn. And I probably do want to go in and just darken some of these lines so they stick out more. So like the leg, that should be sticking out in front of everything. I want to get some nice crisp bold lines around it just to further emphasize it. And maybe we can do some cracks where our spike ball is slamming down on the ground, and I'm going to color these cracks in. Who knows how big this robot is? We have no reference of size. So there we go, and I'm going to color this ball in on this side since it is a sphere and I want it to feel more like a sphere. And I'm going to outline it. And I got my man Tchaikovsky playing in the background. Shade the inside of the arm because our light is coming from over here. Alright, so should we do anything else to our robot or should we call it a day? Let's see if we can do. Alright, this is 12 minutes. I really don't like going over 10 minutes, but we're gonna see if we can. Oh no, my lines are getting sloppy. So I'm doing these action lines just because it seems like it'd be appropriate for the way this guy is postured. Like he's kind of like charging, or he just jumped down and landed in the middle of the arena he's in. And I'm going to go ahead and outline some of these lines. That way it separates them from our action lines. So there you go. Alright folks, there you go. There's my first robot, and you know what? It wouldn't be a robot if we didn't put like a little antenna over here. Who knows who's controlling him. So, there you go. Robot number 1. Let me see your robots. I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with. Hope you enjoyed this vid. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.